Hello everyone, welcome to this online class. Today in this video we shall learn about physical features of Europe. Already we have discussed about the political divisions, European Union, and also we have discussed about the locations and extent of the continent of Europe. So when we discuss about the physical features of Europe, Europe has a great variety of landforms. When you compare to north and south, it has a distinct varieties of landforms, and overall the European terrain displays of north versus south special patterns. Mostly when you compare with north and south, the northern parts of the European countries are dominating with plains. So mostly the plain areas will be found in the northern parts of the continent of Europe. But when we come towards the southern part of Europe, it is mostly dominating mountains. Europe can be divided into 4 physiographic divisions, or it is categorized into 4 physical features. The first one is Northwestern Highlands. The second one is North European Plains, or it is also known as Central Plains. And third one is Central Uplands. Finally, the fourth one is the Southern Mountain System. And this Southern Mountain System is again further divided into 2. The Alpine Mountain System and the Southern Chain of Peninsula. In this video, basically we shall learn about the first physical features of Europe. The first one is Northwestern Highlands. That means when we see, as overall we have discussed that northern side of Europe will be dominating the plains and southern side of the Europe will be dominating with the mountains. But overall it is a variety of landforms. Means everywhere mountains are there, plains are there, but overall when we talk about northern side, plains are mostly covered, but southern side mostly mountains are covered. Apart from that, in northern side also there are some mountains. In some countries there are some mountains. So that's why the first one that is termed as Northwestern Highlands. So let's see how these mountains are located and how they extend from one place to another place, one countries to another countries. So these mountains extend from east, that is to say the Ural Mountains, towards the west. So northwest is termed because the mountain is originating from the east, that is to say Ural Mountains, which is dividing Europe and Asia. The mountain which is dividing Europe and or separating Europe and Asia, that is known as Ural Mountains, that is starting from east in terms of Europe, and then it is extending up to west, the Atlantic Ocean side. It includes the mountain systems of Finland, Sweden, Norway and Scotland. Basically these Northwestern Highlands include the countries like Finland, Scotland, Sweden and Norway. They consist of all 3 types of rocks. Already have discussed the 3 types of rocks are like sedimentary rock, metamorphic rock and igneous rocks. And these mountains, as it is covered with these various types of rocks, have been lowered or reduced its height because of weathering and glacial erosion. Weathering we have already discussed, weathering in the sense because of the rain, running water, or because of the temperature conditions, the top layer of the surface of the earth is removed gradually with the passage of time. So that is how the mountains of these areas are reduced because of the weathering and glacial erosions. The mountains tops have become rounded and smooth, and broad valleys have been formed by these glaciers. So because they have been lowered, they have been reduced because of the weathering and because of the glacial erosions, the mountains are not mount like a peak, but it is a rounded shape and very smooth and broad. Second point that we need to discuss is about these are known as Caledonian Mountain. Overall, Finland, Sweden, Norway and Scotland, this all together, the Northwestern Highlands, together they are known as Caledonian Mountain System. It is stretching from northeast to southwest and forms the backbone of present Scandinavian peninsula. There is another term is used to unify these countries, the countries like Finland, Sweden, Norway and Denmark, Scotland. This together they are known as Scandinavian countries, and as they are surrounded with water, three sides, they are known as Scandinavian Peninsula. And this Scandinavian Peninsula, or as it is also termed as Caledonian Mountain System, is again categorized into four, because together they are known as Caledonian Mountain, but as they are covering four different countries. It's like in eastern side, Ural Mountain is there, that it will be covering the country of Russia, and then comes Finland, and then come Norway, then comes about Sweden and Scotland, Denmark. Those areas are different states, different countries they cover, so they are again categorized into four. The first one is the Ural Mountains. These mountains separate Asia from Europe in the east. The Ural Mountains are very low and much diffused in the south, and these are 220 kilometers long. In the eastern side, Ural Mountains are present, and this Ural Mountain is separating Asia and Europe, and they are very low in height but much diffused. That means they are widespread in all directions. These mountains are widespread. The term that is used as diffused, and the length of the mountain is 220 kilometers long. Next category of the mountain system is the Scandinavian mountains. Scandinavia consists of Norway, Sweden and Denmark. So there are three countries which combines these Scandinavian mountains. And then in fact, Scandinavia exists on Fennoscandia. Fennoscandia means including Finland. So Fennoscandia includes Scandinavian Peninsula, Finland and Kola Peninsula. You could see the map over there. Scandinavians, Fennoscandinavia includes Finland and Kola Peninsula, that is just extreme to the Kola Peninsula and the Finland country. These mountains have been eroded by glaciers with peaks lowered and rounded. For example, Caledonian Mountains in Scandinavia. You could see the mountain that is extreme to the northwest side. Caledonian Mountains are there, that is in Scandinavia. That is Scandinavian countries means the countries which is in Norway, Denmark and Sweden. Then due to glacial erosions through the ages, because these areas mostly are withered or they are reducing the height of the mountains because of the glacier movement. Because this is the place where too much of cold is there, it will be covered with snow. Gradually, because of the weight, it will be sliding down to the downward side of the mountains. So that is how reducing along with them, it will remove along with the top layer of the soil. So that is how, because of the glacial erosions through the ages, these highlands have been reduced to sea level. But in some areas, still they stand up as a mass of mountains. In some areas, randomly maybe, they are standing as a mass mountains. Glaciers, lakes are found in abundance. So these areas are having some unique feature that glaciers are found in abundance. Glacial lakes. In Finland, so many lakes are found, and that is called land of 10,000 lakes. So because of the glacial lakes that is found in Finland, the Finland is termed as a land of 10,000 lakes. So remember this term, why Finland is termed as, or why Finland is called as a land of 10,000 lakes, because so many lakes are found there. The subsistence activity has created highly indented coastline of Norway, which is full of numerous fjords penetrating into the land. So subsistence activity, that means people are occupied with livestock rearing as well as agriculture, and due to this factor the coastal areas are indented, mostly in Norway. Along with the coast, they are not smooth, but they have numerous cuts are there, numerous uneven lands are there. Both the side they will be having the mountains, and on its middle it will be having the water channel, that is known as fjords. Fjords means both the side in the ocean, that is both the sides mountains are there and it is connected to the oceans, and the waterway that is there, water channel that is there, that is known as fjords, that is penetrating into the land. Third category of this Northwestern Highlands is that the mountain of Britain. In the Britain, like Scotland and Britain, the Pennines of Britain is the mountain's name. The Pennines of Britain and the mountains of Scotland are made up of old crystalline rocks. The mountains that is present in Britain and Scotland, they are made up of old crystalline rocks. That means they consist of igneous rocks, the basaltic rock, or the gabbro and the granite rocks are mostly found in these areas. They are glacially eroded ones with rounded peaks and have U-shaped valleys. These mountains like Pennines and the mountains of Scotland have been rounded, and they have been reduced their height because of the glacier erosions, and they have formed U-shaped valleys. The hills rise almost at the coast, and such coasts are called as Ria coast. So there are some hills, they rise almost at the coast, nearby the coast, and such coasts are termed as Ria coast. The last one that is categorized into this Northern Highlands are the Baltic Shield. That is just around the Baltic Sea. That means eastern side will be having Russian side, or it is having Finland, and western side is having Norway or Sweden. So in the surrounding areas is there Finland. In the it is not Finland, it is surrounding areas, it is there Baltic Sea. So that the surrounding areas where mountains are present, that is known as Baltic Shield. Shield means the areas which is protecting us. So from the sea coast that is having the mountains, so it is known as Baltic Shield. The highland around the Baltic Sea is known as Baltic Shield. These are made up of ancient igneous and metamorphic rocks and have an undulating surface. So this Baltic Shield areas are mostly made up of ancient metamorphic rocks, as well as it is made up of igneous rocks, and the surface of this area is undulating, is not even, is not smooth. They have like the smoothness of the wave like mountains are there. So that is how the unique features of the Northwestern Highlands are there. So with this the class I wind up. In the next video we shall learn about North European plains and Central plains, followed by different types of the physical features of Europe. Thank you. Have a nice day.
Sorry, it's DJ.